Alright, welcome back to MGD 111. We're going to continue blending the snowman together. We've got a few more things that we need to apply to this in order to make it match effectively. We need to remove, remember we did a rough outline of him with the pavement because we knew that that was going to sort of be hidden. So at this point we want to really try to consider getting him in the right position before we do anything else, because we are actually going to now remove pixels from that particular layer. I'm going to move him down just a bit. And remember, we can move him as much as we want at this point because he's hidden behind this layer here. So I'm going to change the opacity on this again, just so we can sort of see through it. And what we want to do is try to, we're going to use the erase tool to remove parts of the bottom of this picture here. Now right now I have it set at 53 pixels and the hardness is 100. We have to be careful with that because you can see it makes a very abrupt edge if I use that. I want to use a softer brush, but I'm going to kind of go in the middle here, the hardness of, say, 46, so kind of in the middle. And I'm just going to carefully start brushing here. And you'll notice it doesn't affect the layer in front here. It's only affecting the snowman layer. So I need to just very carefully go in here. And I want to leave some of the shadow down here. So you can see it's helping to blend it in. I'm going to change the opacity back to 100 now so we can see it better. I'm going to just remove a little bit more of this. When we're trying to blend something like snow, we have the advantage of having some sort of loosely defined shapes that we can sort of blend together. I'm also noticing that the edge of his head here is a little bit too well defined. So I'm going to set another eraser brush. I'm going to make it a little bit smaller here. I'm going to change the hardness to 0. And again, I'm going to just zoom in on this. And I just want to go in and just, in a few spots here, just sort of soften the edge here. And again, that helps soften the focus a little bit, but it helps a little bit of the background blend in. You notice we have a little bit of a dark shadow around him still, so we need to take care of that. But you can see it's sort of blending in a little bit better now. Remember too, when we use that brush here, we sort of darken some of these edges out here. So you want to make sure that you blend the background here a little bit too. And remember, we don't have to worry about when we're using the eraser when we run into this area because that's already covered up. This looks pretty good on this side. Just a couple more spots over here. And I like where the snowman is headed here. So I might want to make a few more adjustments. The key is we need to make sure that we make all our adjustments, all our positioning changes, everything that we want to do, the sizing, the focus, everything needs to be done before we flatten this image. Once we flatten this image, we can't just work on the snowman himself anymore. We would have to isolate him from the rest of the picture. So you want to make sure, before you flatten it, to take care of all those things. One thing that we can do is a save as. So I'm going to do Command S, and just save this as a PSD file. And it's going to give you a warning about layers. That's okay. I'm going to save this. And that allows us to keep it as a layered file. If I now go in and flatten the picture, so Layer, Flatten Image, I can now save it as a TIFF or a JPEG. In this case, I want to save it as a TIFF because I'm going to use it in a printed piece. I'm going to save that. It's going to ask me about image compression. That's fine. And so now I have a flattened TIFF, but I also still have that layered version. So if I need to go back and make those changes, I can. Now the reason we're showing you all of this stuff is your final project, if you haven't seen the instructions yet, you're going to be doing something like this to a whole bunch of pictures. You're going to take an element and put it into about 20 different pictures, all that are different lighting, different focus, different positions, different scales, etc., etc. You're going to have to put it behind things, in front of things, wrap it all around things. So practice with this. You should get pretty good at it after a while. I would still make some more adjustments here, but you can see where we're on the right track. So anyway, hope you've enjoyed the how-to lessons. We still have some additional lessons as far as the ethics and legalities and portfolio and other considerations with Photoshop. So we're not quite done with this class yet. So enjoy, and I look forward to seeing your final projects.